question is, why is there 4 years in a leap year?
Why is there? Yeah.
Every fourth year we drop a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
why?
you know when Eugene asked you how long it takes the Earth to orbit the
Yeah.
sun, what was your answer?
1 year.
Yeah, 80 days.
365 days.
Yeah, well, that is actually close, but not exactly. It's 365 days and a quarter.
Oh,
But-
so like
so-
365 days and 6 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So so I told you. So in about the 1500s, the new calendar was invented. The calendar that we use now. It's called the Gregorian calendar. Okay. So what that did. So astronomers put this together. Now what they were trying to do is that because the Earth actually takes a little bit longer than 300, how many ever days, the seasons kept moving along the calendar. They didn't always. Now, spring starts on March 21st. The vernal
Stop
equinox.
looking at me for confirmation on these things.
Okay, then there's...
Definitely March.
Yeah, so the seasons, we always wanted the seasons to fit at it started at the same time on the calendar. But because our calendar that we were using before was actually a bit off from the actual Earth's rotation, the seasons were starting at different times. And they just didn't want that to happen. They wanted the seasons to start at exactly the same time every year. Okay? So that's why this calendar is invented, and then they tracked and they saw that actually, we need 365 days, but it actually takes a little bit more than 365 days, a quarter, right? So that's why, so every 4 years, they decided to have a leap year where they would add a day into the month of February. So you have February 29th every 4 days. Okay, but actually though, what this did was that it actually over-corrected. So now, it's actually not a quarter, it's actually a little less than a quarter. So every 100 years, our calendars would go slightly out of sync with the orbit. So every 100 years,
So
like
like
the 1900s, or say in 2100, right? That year, although should have a leap year, will not have a leap year because it's a century year, like a 100 year. But actually, though...
Sounds like a right faff to work out, to be honest.
But actually, though, now once you take that day out, now you under-correcting. So your calendars every 400 years now will go out of sync by a day every 400 years.
Does anybody care?
Oh, yeah, it's very, very important, though, because so it keeps us. So now every 400 years, you have to add that leap year back in.
Yeah.
So the year 2000 shouldn't have had a leap. Should have a leap year because it's divisible by 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because it's a century year, should not have had one.
Yeah.
But because it's a century year that's divisible by 400,
Yeah.
you have to add it back in. So the year 2100 won't have it, but the year 2400 will have a leap day.
I'm suddenly honoured to have lived through such a spectacular year.
This is the most accurate calendar human beings have ever made. I mean, there have been loads of calendars that human beings have made in our history. This is the most accurate one. This is accurate for like the next 10,000 years or something. It's all because the reason why we have to do it is because we want to measure these things with we want to have 24 hours and 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and a certain amount of days in a year.
okay.
And if we want to have that and make it match the seasons and everything else that's happening, because of our position in space, right? If we want that to happen, then we need to have this accurate calendar. And there's actually a reason why we choose 60 and 24 and 360 degrees in a circle. It's because of the Babylonians I told you about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. So the reason why we have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day is because now we use the decimal system. So whenever we count, we use our 10 fingers, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I didn't have to count.
No, you
Sorry.
really didn't.
This isn't podcasting gold, this. Okay. But the Babylonians, though, didn't count like that. The way they did it, you see like these little grooves on your fingers?
So they
actually used
counted
that.
by
Yes,
one,
they went
two.
1, 2. So they use their thumb to do the counting.
2.
No, so don't count your thumb.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
1, 2, 3,
10,
4,
11,
5,
12. So you got 12, then you
Okay.
add 12 there. So
Can
that's
I
one.
just say I thought this was going nowhere?
That
And you
is
just
blowing
blown
your
my
mind.
mind a little
Exactly. Wait. So that's 12.
Yeah.
Then you do that again 24,
Yeah.
36, 48, 60. That's why we have
that's good.
60.
That is good. That is good.
I told you,
I
you
feel
just got to give me a second.
The end of that
So that's
conversation
why-
was recovered.
So they were able to count
So that's
to
how
up
they
to
counted.
60.
Yeah. Yeah, on just using the 2 hands instead of 10.
Wow.
Why
So
didn't I
that-
know that?
Because you don't spend enough time with me. That's why.
I know that.
So that's why, though, we have the 60s are always, 60 seconds, 60 minutes. 24 is, again, something you on there. So 12, 24, right? Then later on, when you start learning about degrees and circles, you'll go, there's 360 degrees in a circle, right? And all of that is because of this. The Babylonians liked it. Because also 60 can be divided by lots of different numbers without leaving a remainder.
I'm a big fan of the Babylonians. Huh?
They did
Well done.
quite a bit.